Hello, Styx.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just out for a while.
Now, are we live currently?
Yeah, we are currently live. I
Okay,
was
now I
reading
can.
some super chats and going through the story of my employment at Warski Live. Yeah, I'm glad that you came. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and I believe that Nick will actually be on here once he finishes his stream in roughly 4 or 5 minutes too.
Wonderful.
So, what
I was
exactly
just
happened? Because I mean, I was on stream with him, so I didn't see what happened.
Oh yeah, well, Andy decided to go at me, claiming. Well, I don't know if you saw my video of yesterday night.
Mhm.
Yesterday night, I did a video called Warski Defamed Cantwell or Warski Slandered Cantwell because we had a part of the fan base that was very shocked at Andy's characterization of Eric Cantwell on Chris Cantwell on our show. And for 2 days, I didn't comment much. I said, well, I need to look at the evidence. And then I looked at the evidence, and what I found yesterday is that Andy had misrepresented what Cantwell was saying on our show. Now, it was not a mean video, it was really a video to correct the record with our fan base and somehow let Andy knows that he needs to apologize. And they called at the end of the stream and looked at my summary of the evidence, and he said, yes, I have defamed Cantwell, I apologize. Everything was good yesterday, but it seems that Andy took it too personal, and today he was probably chewing his emotions. And normally after an apology, the best thing to do is to move on because anything that you will walk back on your apology, you will look a little stupid. And essentially, yet today he canceled the guest on the show, which was Ben from the Drunken Peasants, which
Yeah.
was kind of hurtful to me because I'm the one scheduling these shows, and when my name on a DM says you are scheduled, I really don't like when Andy unschedules. And so he said, we have something important to talk about. And then he started attacking me, saying that I was disloyal to him by doing the video of yesterday, which in my view was actually needed to not to not offend our fan base of the alt-right and our fan base who are following Cantwell, because he was indeed unfair to him. So I said, well, if you're taking it that way, and he did a series of misrepresentation in my view of the video. So I said, if you're taking it that way, I'm quitting. I left the stream, and now I'm streaming here.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think that within a week or so, the two of you will be streaming again together
it, it,
for various reasons.
oh yeah, you think so? I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so.
Well,
On my side, it is.
this will just get things more attention. But what you've done is open yourselves up for a bunch of hit pieces by people like Holt, who will swoop in. That may re-solidify your sort of streaming relationship with Andy, and
It may.
possibly, and it seems like it's more of miscommunication than anything else.
Well, to me, it is the illustration of a failure by Andy to interpret reality, to
Yeah.
interpret the reality of our relation with the fan base, and my obligations for integrity. I just cannot associate myself with someone who steps back on apologies, who follows his emotions. And I was precisely describing this, the history of emotional waves by Andy, of surprise cancellation of shows. That might be too much. I would read into your prediction, might be right on the side of Andy. On my side, it will be extremely hard getting me back,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, I think there are a lot of people. You talk about fans. There are some people who are like, oh, haha, this is great because they're into the blood sports. There will be more people, I think, that would be disappointed if you two weren't streaming together, though, in all honesty.
Oh yeah,
I
there's
mean,
going to be
it'd be
people.
hard because it'll be hard for you to find an Andy. It'll be hard for him to find a JF, essentially, because of the dynamic
Absolutely.
involved.
Absolutely. I think I will try to find a co-host, and I will try to do a show that is a little more segmented, a little more organized, something like an
Yeah,
hour where you get everything of the day.
I
And
didn't quite get that. You faded out there
oh
for a
yeah,
second.
so I said that I will try to find a co-host who's willing to do a very segmented and very professional show, where in 1 hour you could have the overview of all the news and maybe even some intellectual content. It's true that it's not going to be Andy style, but I think that there was limits to the way his style could connect to mine, and I think we bumped on one of these limits tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, there are limits on every style. I've had that problem myself because I want to stream, but at the same time, as far as I go, it's difficult to keep up the schedule because I'm like, well, I don't kind of feel like it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. It's like if I did a weekly stream, it would be difficult, I think. Like, honestly, I'd have to have somebody else organizing. And I think Nick wants to get on now or something.
Yeah, well, I sent the link to Nick. Ben from the Drunken Peasants is coming in 5 to 10 minutes. And Nick...
Oh, it's going to be packed then, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be extra funny. You should send Andy the link as well.
I don't know. I don't know, Styx. I think you...
The best thing would be if someone ever got into a position where they could send the link out to like thousands of people, so it was just total anarchy. I wonder how many people can load into a Google Hangout at once.
Typical libertarian anarchist.
Exactly. It'd be great.
Well, the problem in general, the problem with your suggestion and with all anarchic system is that it's subjected to exploitation and to chaos.
Yeah, chaos is good though. Also, chat keeps freezing for me on my end.
Well, there's lots of people chatting. I guess that's why. Maybe I can read a few super chats to see what people have to say.
Yeah, plenty
I
of
cannot
those.
read them all while Stick is here because there was a flow of super chat just before you came. However, I will read the most recent and I'll get back later to alone. So Uberry's $20 US says, if Andy doesn't prepare for shows and brings 0 IDs, how the fuck does he expect to play a respectable role in his own show? He has to be a fodder. That's what he chose to be by inaction and shit interventions. Adolf Unkler, $2 US. Warski Lives IQ just went through a wood chipper. El Fada Gulch, $5 US. Love, you will be fine. Ben Stada, $5 US. You had a good run with Andy, but it's time for a show with Nick Fuentes. He's got dragon energy just like you. Stricker Quiet, $2 US. Rub your nipples, Styx. I don't know if he will rub for $2 US. That's not much.
No, that costs a lot more, especially per hours.
Glass half empty, $5 US. To be honest, it would help to have someone who could be a simpleton, but more honest. It helps connect to the commons. Jetson, $10 Canadian. Now with your audience, separation will be in your favor. If you start up your own blood sports show, you will get massive gains in views on your channel. Also, Failure just admitted he was advising this. So essentially, Andy was accusing me of falsely accusing Failure of asking for my firing of Warski Live. And I was pointing out to him that no, Failure actually asked for my firing of Warski Live publicly. He already admitted it, and now we have an admission from Failure.
Wait, so Failure was asking Andy to fire you, or
yeah. And I merely said that in my stream of yesterday night, and Andy said
was it meant to be a joke though? In context, was it joking or was it very serious?
No. There were many times he said that. Some of them were somewhat joking and somewhat bouncing, but at some point he was very serious, and he said, "No, yeah, I'm very serious about getting him fired," which is fine, by the way. But don't accuse me of defamation because I cite Failure on the public space. Hey, we have Ben from the Drunken Peasants.
Hey, I was supposed to be on today, but everything fell apart. I did not expect that to happen at all.
Ben, I remember a time of YouTube where you had the big show live and I was invited on your show to get 3,000 live viewers. Today you are coming to my channel and I have 3,000 live viewers.
Yeah.
Would you have believed that back then?
You know, it wouldn't have been out of the question, but I wouldn't have guessed the tables had turned quite this much. Hopefully I can get back to that eventually. Someday. Things are slowly improving, so
yeah, it seems to be on an increasing slope since the little pause you had. It's looking good.
Honestly though, the best as far as numbers go, the best show we had was the one you were on in recent times.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wondering. I mean, it's hard to book confrontations like this. I guess we got lucky there because we had someone wanting to face me, but it's hard to book these things. People don't realize how much people are aware. Don't go into a debate on the internet. You're gonna get smashed.
Well, the funny part, as far as tonight goes, was I was sure that like half an hour ago, the Tom Brokaw being accused of sexual assault was going to be the big thing of the night, the big like surprise, and then all of a sudden, all I can see is nonstop Andy and JF comments within the Fuentes stream.
And Nicola Fuentes is joining us right now very soon. So, what do you guys see for the future? Actually, we had scheduled Ben, and I was very insulted that Andy has decided not to invite you, to unschedule you essentially 1 hour before the show starts. And we were about to talk about YouTube business. So, what are you two guys' views on the future of YouTube business, considering the last few months, but also tonight? What will happen with live streaming? What will be the way forward?
It'll be crappier and crappier for a while, but then it'll eventually get better because YouTube will realize that it's no longer fiscally capable of sustaining censorship. Or YouTube will collapse and it'll get replaced, in which case, same shit, different asshole.
I feel like YouTube needs real competition because at this point, they have something that no one else has, but they want to also be something that they're not. You know, they have this platform where independent producers come and get tons of views and bring tons of traffic to their site, but they want to be cable TV so bad that they give those content creators, the Viacoms of the world, priority. If you go to Social Blade right now and look at CNN's numbers or look at Fox News's numbers, their numbers in the last year have skyrocketed since the adpocalypse.
Yeah.
But everyone else's numbers have tanked.
You know, it's amazing. I do live streaming. I do lots of money on Super Chat. Then I do a wonderful 5-minute video on Syria attacks, which gets like a like ratio of like 99.9%, but I don't do a single cent out of it because YouTube demonetizes it. The demonetization of political content of any kind, even if it's not hate speech, is very concerning, and for creators it drives us to live streaming. Styx, you are succeeding at making money from videos. Are they often getting demonetized?
I am I don't use ads at all. I don't use AdSense, Super Chats, or anything like that. I just crowdfund through Patreon and Maker Support, and soon I believe BitChute is actually branching out into that, and then I sell books. I never took ads to begin with because I saw that this would happen years ago.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes joined us. How are you doing, Nick?
Doing well. How are you doing, JF?
I'm doing good. I cried a little bit when someone gave me $1 super chat and I couldn't hold it together, but now I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. So what's going on? I mean, I know you've probably been explaining this for the past whatever, but I mean, what's the deal, big guy? What's going on, big guy?
The big summary is there was essentially an ethical problem between me and Andy, and he was not being ethical in some situations in his interaction with the guest, in my taste. And he then claimed that I was being defamatory to his friends, which his friend has now admitted on the public space was not true because my statement about him was true. And I said, look, you are being too paranoid and I'm leaving, I'm quitting because this is too far from reality and I cannot associate with yourself anymore.
Wow. Well, you know, it's sad to see it go down like this. I mean, I know me and Styx were just talking about it on America First, and I talked about this on stream with you when we were on Warski for the Ralph retort thing. You know, it's a great show that you and Andy did, but I mean, is it one of these irreconcilable differences, do you think, or what? I mean, is this different than before?
I'm afraid it is. Unless Andy would be transforming himself into a carpet tomorrow that I could walk over, I don't think it's gonna happen. And it's I don't even say that to shame him, but I know my standards. I know 99% of the human beings on this planet cannot handle my standards. and maybe Andy is not one of the 1%.
But you got to think of one thing, which is that you have clashing personalities, and that's actually a good thing when you're running like a blood sport style show. That's actually really it's actually really great. Like that's what draws people in, the fact that there's drama. As long as you can sort of control the nuclear reaction that goes on, I think that you've got a winning strategy in continuing to make a show together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, being totally honest.
I would have loved it. But there's also other possibilities. I mean, we invented a sort of style that was so it was like a puzzle that was it was misfit in every way, but it was funny to watch. Who knows what the future will keep for us. I don't think that people in the future should make shows with only people they agree. I think it would be beautiful if a duo like us emerged again, but maybe it won't be us too.
Huh.
Well, you and Andy will both end up, I guess, with new co-hosts, probably.
Could be.
It's a proliferation now. Everything's multiplying.
That's right. Yeah, no, they're going out, creating their own. They're multiplying. That's right. Well, I don't know, man.
The live audiences are splitting a lot. I don't know to what extent. To me, if I was to join a sort of initiative with any sort of co-host, it would be with the goal in mind to be the top intellectual show, to be broad, to be about everything, to be professional. I wouldn't join a kind of circle jerk. I would join a strong mind being able to see the world through very varied lenses, the way we did it on Warski Live for a while, although it couldn't last.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the problem. Is I think there were two different visions there, where Andy I think we really started to see the crack with the Purple Dragon episode. I think Andy's vision was a little bit more about celebrity, a little bit more about the social kind of aspect. And I don't say that in a way like to disparage him, but I think that's a direction he saw going in. And I think you wanted to maintain the integrity of the intellectual, very more informative kind of perspective or a vision. And at the end of the day, it just couldn't reconcile the two. But
yep,
it's sad to see it go.
Yeah, it is sad.
All right. So what are you guys' projects? Ben, starting with you, what's up for the Drunken Peasants in the future?
Well, first of all, we want to host a monthly debate. You know, honestly, though, and even though our show's a little more slanted to the left than what you guys would normally do, it's harder for us to find left-wing people that want to argue a point against right-wingers. It's very rare. So that's kind of the issue we've been facing this year with trying to set up debates each month. Other than that, I mean, some of it's more the same. We're, watching the videos, watching the weird people, the news stories, and then also getting a basically rotating hosts, 2 new rotating hosts every episode.
I see that you have Girl Does Rant right now, and who else?
So we get Girl Does Rant in a lot. We have a guy named Hellbent. He does voiceovers. He's got a really nice, like, radio sounding kind of voice. And then we've got Billy the Fridge, of course. The
yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Nick? America First continues.
Always. I've been here for a year, a little bit longer, and the show marches on. I did a little bit of a victory lap tonight, not because I was sad to see the show go, but I can't lie. I did take a small amount of pride in the fact that America First is ancient. America First is like the pyramids in Egypt. It stands for centuries. So I
exactly what a conservative would say.
That's right. Yeah, good point. Right.
And what about you, Styx? What are the future projects on YouTube?
Well, now that the weather is warm, I can actually put more gardening videos up, but basically the same as always. I have considered live streaming, but the thing is, again, scheduling and organizing is not my forte. Actually showing up and doing it when I have to is. So it's a little bit more difficult for me. But basically the same old.
All right. So if you guys are okay, unless you have other subjects you'd like to bring, I will be releasing you guys, and I will continue my story to my chat about my episode at Warski Live, because I want this to be a video about how I got to tonight.
Sure. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me
that's
on.
Sounds great.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Bye. Thanks. Take it easy.
Bye bye.